Welcome to the F5 Networks Advanced Web Application Firewall demo series. In this demo, we'll show how to use a BIG-IP Advanced WAF denial of service protection profile to protect web applications from Layer 7 DOS attacks. Before watching this demo, we recommend you watch BIG-IP Advanced WAF Demo 36, which covers creating a BIG-IP Advanced WAF bot defense profile. This is Demo 39 of the AWAF demo series, and it's intended for advanced level BIG-IP Advanced WAF users. For optimal viewing, we recommend using full screen mode. The environment for this demo contains 3 devices. A Windows workstation will be used to submit Layer 7 denial of service attacks against the web application. These requests will arrive at the F5 BIG-IP system, running Advanced WAF. The BIG-IP system sits in front of, and protects, the backend web application. The BIG-IP system, using its full proxy architecture, examines every request and can block all Layer 7 DOS attacks, and prevent them from going to the backend web servers. First, we'll simulate a Layer 7 denial of service attack against the DVWA web application. We'll use a utility called LOIC, or Low Orbit Ion Cannon. LOIC is an open-source, network stress testing, and denial of service attack application. We already have the virtual server IP address as the target, directing requests to the security.php URL. We'll run this attack for about 5 seconds. Let's look at the virtual server we just attacked. This is a standard HTTP virtual server that listens on 10.1.10.35. Let's view the BIG-IP Advanced WAF event log. You can see that because of the attack, in just a few seconds, over 1,000 requests for the security.php URL were considered legal by the Advanced WAF security policy, and forwarded to the web server for processing. We'll clear the log file of all entries. We'll now open the Pools Statistics page. This is the number of requests that were sent to the web server during the Layer 7 denial of service attack. If this attack took place in a non-virtual environment and ran for longer than 5 seconds, it would easily take the web servers offline. We'll reset the pool statistics. Now, let's protect the web application from these Layer 7 DOS attacks. To do this, we'll create a BIG-IP Advanced WAF DOS protection profile. We'll give the profile a name. On the Behavioral and Stress-Based Detection page, for the purposes of this demo, we'll turn this feature off. On the TPS-Based Detection page, we'll enable this feature and set it to blocking. Using TPS-based detection, BIG-IP Advanced WAF can block Layer 7 DOS attacks, based on the client side, and based on number of transactions per second. Next, we'll edit the default values for by source IP. We'll enable both client-side integrity defense and request blocking. And then for request blocking, we'll change this to block all. If traffic from a single source IP address meets the conditions we're about to set, BIG-IP Advanced WAF will issue a JavaScript challenge. Advanced WAF will then block all requests from the suspicious IP address for the period set in the prevention duration section at the bottom of the page. We'll modify these 3 values. And then in the prevention duration section, we'll modify this value. We're lowering these values for the purposes of running this demo in a virtual environment. However, The default settings are appropriate for most production environments. That's all it takes to create a DOS protection profile. The last thing we need to do is add this profile to the virtual server. We'll use the virtual server security policies page. Notice we already have a BIG-IP Advanced WAF security policy attached to this virtual server, named 37L7 Security Policy. We'll now simply enable the DOS Protection Profile option, and then select the new DOS Protection Profile. We'll also enable the Bot Defense Profile option, and select the DBWA Bot Defense Profile, which we created before we started this demo. This profile is used to help trigger the DOS protection profile. We'll now update the virtual server. We'll now open the DOS dashboard report. And we'll enable the real-time option. We'll resubmit the LOIC attack for several seconds, to send a massive number of requests to the DBWA web application. After the attack, we'll open Internet Explorer, and then attempt to open the DBWA login page. We are blocked from accessing the page from this workstation, due to the client-side integrity defense. Let's try to access the DBWA login page from another client workstation. Client-side integrity defense only affects the client workstation that launched the attacks. All other users, from different workstations, can still access the web application. Let's refresh the event log. Only the requests from the second workstation, using IP address 10.1.10.51, were successful, and were sent to the web servers. All the DOS attacks sent by the LOIC tool were blocked by the BIG-IP Advanced WAF DOS protection profile, prior to being examined by the BIG-IP Advanced WAF security policy. When we refresh the pool statistics, only a few requests from the second workstation were processed by the web servers. No Layer 7 DOS attack traffic arrived at the web servers. We'll now use LOIC to run another DOS attack, and let it run for several seconds. Let's examine the DOS dashboard. You can see, there is a DOS attack, currently underway. We can place our mouse over an attack, to get more details. When there are several attacks in this window, we can select one, and then examine the details of the attack in the Attacks section. We can also customize this section by removing columns, such as the virtual server, the start time, and the end time. We can now see that this attack is currently ongoing. We can view the duration of the attack, and we can see the current number of block requests. On the right side of the page, we'll expand the Mitigations widget. From this, we can see that upon launching the DOS attack, initial requests match the client-side integrity mitigation, based on the JavaScript browser challenge, and then after a certain point, requests started getting blocked, because their source IP address was blocked. We'll now open another log file, the DOS Application Events Log. The first log entry identifies when the L7 DOS attack was identified, and source IP client-side integrity defense began. The second log entry is when the IP address failed the JavaScript challenge, and was considered suspicious, and BIG-IP Advanced WAF began to block all requests from this IP address. We can expand an entry, To see more attack details, including the source IP address of the attack, which is the IP address that's being blocked by BIG-IP Advanced WAF. Thank you for watching this demonstration on using an F5 BIG-IP Advanced WAF DOS protection profile to protect web applications from Layer 7 denial of service attacks. We encourage you to watch additional AWAF demos. And for more details on how Advanced WAF can protect your web applications, contact your F5 Network Sales Account Manager. For questions or comments about this video, contact Chris Manley at the email address at the bottom of the page.